My name is Andrew Hardy. I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation for Culpeper County, and we'd like to welcome you guys to this momentous event, really celebrating the groundbreaking for the Culpeper Community Pool. We've got some great speakers for you here today. We're going to roll them out, so give some choice, kind words. But some background on the facility itself. It is scheduled to open May of 2026. The construction site directly to my left and your right will be, once completed, 6 25-meter lap lanes, a 1,200 square foot splash pad, 400 which is for preschool, 2 20 by 20 shelters, and then an actual facility which includes men's, women's, and family locker room and changing stations, multi-use classroom, concession stand, and meeting space for parks and recreation and other forms of meetings. The facility itself, we're hoping to have it completed fall of 2025, and then look at our operations to determine what process we want to go forward with. It's been an extremely exciting time for Parks and Rec as we sit out here today and you look at the progress that the department has made to improve quality of life for our community. And this is another step in that direction, and we're privileged to do that. But at this time, I'd like to welcome up Mr. Chris Hively, Town of Culpeper Manager.
Thank you. What a wonderful day we have for a groundbreaking, although it looks like we're a little late, but that's okay. So as you see the other speakers here, you can see I'm the newcomer. I've only been in Culpeper 19 years. I came as the county engineer 19 years ago. And I can say when I came, the town and the county were talking about building a community pool. If I understand correctly, Billy mentioned that the town had offered up $2 million toward building a pool, and I think the county may have talked about doing a similar type thing, but it just never came together and didn't happen. But it's been talked about since that time over and over again about how to create a community pool. There's been a lot of surveys done, and the citizens kept saying they wanted a community pool. So it's great that we're here today to finally build that pool and get it going for our citizens. But during that 20 years, the town and the county hasn't just been sitting on their laurels. They've done a lot, and there's a lot to be proud of in this community related to recreational type activities. John, I'm sure we'll talk about what the county has been doing, but I'm going to talk a little bit about what the town has been doing. Lake Culpeper Adventures, that was one of the first things that we started working on. Kayaks, canoes, paddleboards, paddle boat rental, a great partnership with the Old Country Store and Bakery. We could not provide those rentals as cheaply as we do without the assistance of them. So a great partnership with them. Rockwater Park, a new 32-acre park in the town. We have walking trails, obstacle course, playground, disc golf, splash pad at that facility. A lot of those amenities would also not have occurred if it wasn't the help of Culpeper Wellness Foundation, and we appreciate all the help and the funding that they provided to help us make that a reality. Then there's the Interconnector Trail that goes from Meadow Park up to the dam at Lake Culpeper and what will be a future park at that location. It also ties in to the trail at Redwood Lakes that goes to the farthest western edges of the town, almost. And that also connects into Lakeview and I think 5 different locations. That was done as a partnership with Lakeview Homeowners Association. So we really appreciated that partnership. You can kind of see the theme here of partnerships to make all of these things happen for our citizens. Our skate park, when I came, the skate park was a wooden skate park. It had been upgraded to a concrete skate park, much better. Concrete does a whole lot better whenever a mountain run floods than plywood does. And we just expanded that and made that even bigger. I went by this past weekend, and the number of kids that were there is just tremendous. So another great asset. And then council approved, and we purchased 15 acres from the Culpeper Country Club, and that will be a future park as well, but it's a strategic purpose. purchase. It'll allow us to tie the trail network at Rockwater Park into the trail network at Yelmeadow Park. So you can walk from literally the hospital all the way to Yelmeadow Park or up into Redwood Lakes or Lakeview and stay on the park system. And we look forward to getting that done. It's probably going to be a while to get that done, but we're moving in that direction. And just going back and mention the splash pad again. If you've been at the splash pad in the summer, that's all you need to see to tell you that we need more water type activities for our citizens. And this will take a lot of that pressure off that we're seeing at that location, because it really is a zoo up there during the summer since that's occurred. So what has the town been doing to help us get to where we are today? We've looked at, over the last 10 years or so, we've also looked at multiple options to create a community pool. We looked at a bunch of different sites in town, but unfortunately every one of those sites we looked at, by the time we looked at the cost of providing road connectivity, providing parking, providing water and wastewater utilities, that would pretty much spend all the money we could, cobble together to make that happen. And we still couldn't afford the pool. So we continued to look. But one of the things that it identified is we need to be more financially stable in the town, and we needed to be in a better financial position before we could really do something of this magnitude. So about 10 years ago, in 2015, we did the Culpeper 2020 Strategic Vision Plan. And that plan, we update that annually, council approves that annually, and what that did is create vision and helps us identify projects out into the future. And by identifying those projects, it allowed us time to try to find grant money to pay for those projects. Town has done a really good job of finding grant monies to pay for a lot of projects since then, and by finding that money to pay for a lot of the projects that were otherwise being paid for by local funding or by borrowing money, it opened up money that we could use other things for. In 2018, we did the first financial roadmap to a healthier Culpeper. That's another plan that we revisit every year. Council revisits that every year, and that provides financial discipline for the town. In that, we looked at our minimum and maximum unassigned reserves, or not maximum, but optimal unassigned reserves. And I'm happy to say the town is at their optimal unassigned reserve levels right now. We also created a strategic reserve fund in case we had downturns in the economy, or God forbid we ever had a pandemic. But we never have those. And then council also created a major capital improvement fund. We also started looking at major capital improvements further out. We tried to look at a 10-year time frame instead of just a 5-year time frame, and look for ways to pay for those projects with cash funding versus just borrowing money to pay for those projects. And by doing all of those things, it allowed the town to get in a better financial position, and it allowed the town to go toward another goal that they had, which is to become debt-free. And I'm happy to say that as of the council approving the FY25 budget, the town is debt-free in the general fund as we speak right now. We're not debt-free in our enterprise funds or water, wastewater, and electrical fund yet, but we're moving in that direction, and we have a plan, and we're going to get there as well. So all of those things put the town in a better position where the town could make an offer to the county. And the offer that the town made to the county was, we'll provide $5 million in cash. We'll agree to pay 50% of any operating shortfalls that may exist as we operate this. We wanted the county to operate the facility, but we wanted to have a seat at the table and help manage in the facility. So the facility is going to be managed jointly between the town and the county, and that's what brought us here today. The Board of Supervisors accepted that offer, and here we are. Before I turn it over to John, I would like to tell one personal story. And when our kids we were raising a family, we were water people. We water ski, we fish. When we lived in Charleston, South Carolina, we shrimped in the middle of the night, out in the water. If it was associated with water, we did it. And we were lucky, and when our kids were growing up, we did the water baby program. The infants learned, both our kids learned how to swim to the surface, roll over on their back, and float till somebody could save them. From there, they went on to learn how to swim. I can't remember a time when our kids couldn't swim. But I bring that to today. I have 4 grandchildren. I have an 8-year-old, 2 6-year-olds, and an 18-month-old, focusing more on the older ones. But at the beginning of the summer, they couldn't swim. And I thought, well, that's just pretty sad, for us not to have our kids swimming. We still do all of this stuff. So we made it an effort this year. We're going to make sure they know how to swim. So, thanks to Powell Wellness Center, we had some classes with the one that lives locally. We spent a bunch of weekends going over to the valley, over to Harrisonburg, to a pool that we had access over there to try to teach them how to swim. Spent a summer vacation, with a pool. At the end of the summer, they learned how to swim. My point is was it convenient? No, it wasn't convenient. Was it costly? A little bit, but wasn't that big of a deal for us. But not everybody has the opportunities that we have. What this facility is going to do is it's going to make it convenient, and it's going to make it cost effective for every citizen of the town and the county to be able to use this facility and have the opportunity to learn how to swim, both adults and children if they want to. And hopefully that'll drown-proof our citizens as much as possible. And we won't have any, senseless deaths associated with drowning just because we don't have a facility available. And I think that's what it's all about, as well as a little bit of fun to go along with that. With that, I'll turn it over to John, and I'm sure he'll have a lot to talk about with what the county is doing. You can see a lot of stuff around us here today.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here on this beautiful day. As Chris said, the facility going up right next to us is going to be an amazing addition to the community, and I'm really excited for it. It's frankly, it's something that I wasn't sure I would see. It's been a long time coming, and I'm really happy that prior to my retirement, it's underway and becoming a reality. So it's a goal achieved, and I'm excited about that. And in addition to the facility there, what you're sitting on today that I guess we'll truly break ground on is going to be a parking lot. If you've been out here to the complex on a Saturday while all the youth are playing on the beautiful fields, you know that there's a need for more parking as well. So we've got that on the way with this facility. And come May of 2026, I look forward to jumping into the pool, so to speak. Chris said a lot of the things that probably need to be said. I'm going to be pretty brief this morning. I want to start by thanking Chris and thanking the town council for the partnership that they've agreed to with the county here to make this all possible. I want to thank Andrew Hardy. He's a Parks and Rec director to be proud of. He's a spark plug that's generated a lot of new opportunities in this county that wouldn't be here without Andrew. So Andrew, I really appreciate the hard work and the enthusiasm. Certainly want to thank the Board of Supervisors for their leadership and support on this pool project, but as Chris noted, all those things going on in town, there's a lot going on in the county as well. The field house that's sitting right there became a reality and is something that we've also wanted for a long time. Again, in partnership with the town, we acquired Mountain Run Lake Park. We've added pickleball courts out there and have a master plan for much more amenities for that location. The fields here at the complex have now all been lit and adds a lot more time of usage for the fields, provides for evening use, and there's just a plethora of projects, and again, pretty much all those have come under the leadership of the current board and Andrew at the helm of Parks and Rec. So really proud of all those things, but I do want to in particular recognize one supervisor, and that's Supervisor Gary Deal. He was a spark plug also, a champion for all of these things, the pool certainly was a dream that I know he had when he first got on the Board of Supervisors. So fortunately, we'll get to hear from Gary in a few minutes. But Gary, thank you for your efforts, because they've been important. The other thing I want to recognize is just the fact that this will be a public, easily accessible, and fully affordable swimming pool. Chris hammered home that point, and I would echo it. I grew up going to a public pool in the city of Alexandria, and it was something that was just available, and we haven't had that here in Culpeper, but now we do. And again, it's going to be affordable for every single member of this community. We've got scholarship programs and other ways to accommodate those that might have difficulty otherwise. So proud of those programs as well, which apply to the field house and our youth sports and everything else. So we make recreation available to one and all in this county. And again, I just want to say kudos to the town and county and everybody who lent their support to the project. And the vision is now a reality. So thank you very much. And at this point, I'd like to introduce the mayor of town of Culpeper, Frank Reeves.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Frank Reeves Jr., Mayor of the Town of Culpeper. Today is a historic day for Culpeper. This day would not have come to be if not the hard work and dedication of our fellow council members, town manager, county administrator, board of supervisors, and Andrew Hardy. I cannot thank you enough. Over the years, many of you, like me, have been able to envision this fun and memories that will be made in this new pool. The town of Culpeper started talking about a community pool in 2003, over 21 years ago. Even back then, the pool purpose was to increase public recreational facilities within the town and county, which is exactly what we are representing here today. I joined the town council in July 2010 and have always advocated for children of our community and wanted a pool for them. I reminded the town manager about that often. This pool will be a safe and fun environment for all our children and teens. Culpeper County Park and Recreation will offer programs to teach water safety and swimming skills. It will enhance the quality of life within a renewed sense of community, a gathering place for family and friends. I'm honored to be part of this celebration, special groundbreaking that will meet the needs of our community. There are 2 rules for achievement success. Get started, keep going. Culpeper in this pool will keep us going. Thank you again, and let's start digging. At this time, I'd like to have Gary Dia, Board of Supervisors.
Well, it's an honor to be here and in front of everybody for this occasion. And I'm glad to see our board members here and town council members here, because we couldn't have done this without them. And on the county side, Chairman Bates is here, and David is here, and Dave Durr is here. And I'm glad they're here today in support. For me, quality of life projects are so important to the community. And this project here is somewhat of a culmination or a frosting on the cake for what we have done in the last 5 or 6 years on the county side. And I know Chris went over what they've accomplished on the town side, and that's been amazing as well. But in the last 5 or 6 years, I mean, if you think about it, we've created the vocational education school. We've placed this field house where it is. We've put lights on the fields, on all of our beautiful fields. We have transitioned Mountain Run Lake Park and put pickleball courts out there. We have, like John was saying, we have a master plan for that park, and that was a public partnership with the town. I mean, we did that several years ago, and where the county and the town came together, and it made sense for the county to take over Mountain Run Lake Park, and we're going to do some great things out there. And that was just a good example of how the town and the county are working well together. And I'm so proud of that. And we're the main facilities that I'm talking about here, the field house, the pool, and putting LED lights on the fields, we did for about $12 million, which to me is incredible. And we're not only coming up with ideas for quality of life projects, but we're putting a lot of effort in the procurement process to do them at a feasible cost, which I think is due to staff, I think is due to the board, and there are a lot of people we can thank for that. Another good thing too is, I see Brian Rothamel here too, our County Economic Development Director. We're planning for the future with bringing in technology, et cetera, to be able to keep creating ideas like this for the community and keep our taxes low. So to me, that's important. I think we've done a great job at that, and proud to move forward with the board on other ideas as well. But I think it's an amazing day, and I just want to say here for Culpeper County and the town, and this amazing pool that's going in, and all the amazing things that we've done for the last 5 or 6 years. So thank you very much.
So at this time, I'll close it, and I'll tell you, it's always hard to go first. When it comes to an event like this, I tend to actually take some individuals' material as we go along. But there are some other individuals that we'd like to take a moment to actually thank as well that have been instrumental not only in this particular project, but in many of the parks and recreation projects that we've completed over the last 5 years. The first, Mr. Joe White and Matt Eastman, members of the Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, there in the back. Joe, I think, is what, 3 terms? 4 terms? So Joe has led our Parks and Rec Advisory Committee. Absolutely amazing leadership, really, as was mentioned, through a pandemic and some very challenging times right when he took over. The new form relationship with the town Parks and Rec Commission as well. We've started engagement with them, and we greatly appreciate the communication and look forward to a long relationship. Taft Construction, who is the construction superintendent for this particular project. Olympia Pools, they will be designing and constructing the pool once it's to that point. We mentioned the Town Council and Culpeper County Board of Supervisors. The Building and Planning Department, between Bob Orr, DJ Christensen, and Sam McLaren's office, they've been instrumental in helping us through the permit process to get us to the point that many are shocked to see how far the project's already come along, and will help us keep it, in line. Todd Frazier in the IT department, they're going to help us with all the data connections for this particular property. Bill Uten and his EMS and emergency services team back there were a part of the plan when it came to designing to make sure the facility was safe and secure for our community partners. And really above all too, the Parks and Recreation team. I know many of the speakers spoke on the department under my particular leadership, but I can honestly say that this isn't a single performance. Without Tabitha Riley, Joe Kuntz, April Coffey, Holly Binkert, Steve Brock, Andrew Hawkins, Alex Laird, Colton, and the rest of the Parks and Recreation team who have welcomed the new vision of Parks and Rec and reestablished the culture that has been built and will continue to be built, none of this would be possible. So I really thank them for standing behind this vision and really the dream that we all have together to improve quality of life for the residents of Culpeper County. Because at the end of the day, this is your tax dollars at work for community residents. Improving quality of life for our moms, our dads, our children, aunts, uncles, That should be the goal of any community, to have quality of life and a healthier Culpeper. And with this pool in line, each and every one touched on it. Between swimming lessons, open play, it will be a managed facility that's accessible, affordable to all, that parents of any age or ability can come out and experience aquatic activities. So we look forward to having you all follow us and the pool's progress over the next year. And again, if you have any questions, please encourage your constituents to call us at the Parks and Rec Department. We're here Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sundays 10 to 6. And we'll answer any questions that they have, whether it's about whatever the potential fees will be, rules and regulations, programs, because we're excited to serve and we stand ready to expand programming and facility to do so. So at this time, we'd like to welcome Town Council and the Culpeper County Board of Supervisors, along with Joe White, the Towns Commission, to come up here and ceremonial first dig.